we have an update on the school shooting in Michigan that we've been following. 4 students died in the attack on Tuesday, and the suspect has been charged as an adult with 1 count of terrorism and 4 counts of first-degree murder. And get this, police say the suspect recorded videos on his phone the night before the attack in which he talked about shooting and killing students. We're also learning his parents came to the school hours before to meet with him and his teachers to discuss his behavioral issues. For more on this issue and the issue of gun violence in our schools, we're joined by former Congresswoman Debbie Mucarsel-Powell. She's also a senior advocate at Giffords, a gun control advocacy group. Welcome, Debbie. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Now, you are, in fact, a survivor of gun violence. Your father died in 1996 from gunshot wounds. So based on your experience, what are these 4 families in Michigan going through right now?
Listen, like you said, this is a personal issue for me that I've been fighting to correct here in this country for many years. And I can tell you that as a mom, this is every parent's worst nightmare. I worry about sending my children to school, and I've spoken to so many parents that lost their children at the Parkland shooting here in Florida, parents that lose their kids from drive-by shootings. We are losing too many children to this gun violence epidemic. My heart breaks for those families, and this is a preventable event.
Yes.
We have measures that we can institute right away to prevent the next school shooting. Schools are a place for children to learn. They should feel safe. Parents should feel safe sending their children to school. We should not have active shooter drills. We should not be anxious when we hear of school lockdowns. We've been experiencing at a high rate in the past few years here in this country. So let me just say that pain and that trauma leaves families broken and communities as well for many years after that pain.
I echo that sentiment. We should not be experiencing this as families, as a nation, in what should be our safest places, right? But this was the deadliest school shooting in America this year. So in your opinion, what needs to happen to stop gun violence?
We do know that not one measure is going to stop every gun violence event, but there are different things that we can do. We could pass the universal background check bill, which just today, just to tell you, I just found out that Republicans in the Senate went to the Senate floor to block passing a universal background check bill, which most Americans agree, Republicans, Democrats, Independents, that we need to act and prevent people that shouldn't have a gun from purchasing a weapon. If parents have a weapon at home, we can pass laws that provide for a safety measure so that they can have safe storage laws in their states. We also need to raise the minimum age for children who can purchase a weapon from 18 to 21. There are many things that we can do, but we cannot continue to turn our heads and ignore this crisis that we have. It's a national crisis, and we can't continue to see children dying from gun violence.
It's a national crisis and it's a personal crisis. I mean, I lost a good friend of mine to gun violence years ago before this was kind of on everybody's lips. And, so this is very personal to me. But, we have a lot of viewers here and they need to be spoken for, too. And a lot of them are saying that, I disagree with you. I don't think that this is a gun problem. This is more of a mental health problem. So this is your chance to talk right to that viewer. What would you say to them that says that this is a mental health problem and not a gun problem?
The United States has similar rates of mental illness than most other comparable nations, yet we have much higher rates of gun violence. Guns are meant to kill. If we have a 15-year-old that is meant to cause harm and he's able to get a weapon, whether from his father or from gun trafficking, which we've also seen in this country, he will kill many more people than if he's not able to get that weapon. That is why we have to pass gun safety measures. We have laws that can stop people from purchasing a weapon when they're meant to harm. This is not political. This is about safety. We are the only country in the world that experiences the rate of mass shootings that we see, particularly losing children to this epidemic. 91% of children, listen to this statistic, 91% of children who are killed to gun violence are killed here in the United States. Wow. This has to stop. And I don't want anyone to think that because someone is suffering from mental illness, they're going to go and get a weapon and kill. It's not that simple. It's the easy access to getting a weapon that is the problem that we have here in America.
I think that's what we hear from our viewers a lot, is that they're worried about that these gun control laws do not deter crime, more that they're going to deter the good guys with the guns and only leave the bad guys with the guns. What would you say to that?
Look, we know, and we've seen much data that shows that more guns in the streets create more violence. When you have any sort of event, when there are weapons involved, it can escalate very quickly, and it can then in turn out to have homicide rates that are higher than in other places that we've seen when guns are not involved. So it's a false equivalency. It's misinformation, to tell you the truth. I think that this is a message that has been used by the NRA and the gun lobby for many, many years. And to tell you the truth, what we need is gun laws that are going to protect our families and our communities. Again, most Americans agree. A basic universal background check. If you have a violent record, you should not be able to purchase a weapon. If you don't have a license to sell arms, you should not be able to sell arms at gun shows. There are many things that we need, loopholes that we need to close in the law. And there's a way to do that. Yes. And we are seeing that senators who are beholden to the gun lobby are not acting. That has to stop. I don't think that Americans want to continue to wake up to the news of yet another tragedy like the one that we just saw in Michigan.
You're absolutely right.
Completely
Debbie,
agree.
thank you so much for being here. I have to say, your father would be very proud of you. We'll be right back. Thank you very much for being here.
Thank you.
Thanks.